What's up, guys? Igor Hernandez here. Let's talk trial. Today I want to talk about curative instructions, also known as limiting instructions. And that's basically when the judge addresses the jury about a particular piece of evidence or something that happened and tells the jury something. Like, for example, I don't know, sometimes you would have some evidence coming in which is, like hearsay, right? Where someone testifies to something, you object to hearsay, and then the argument is, well, that's not for the truth of the matter asserted, that's for effect on the listener, that's for whatever, and the question becomes, well, what happens next? Well, you could ask the judge to give a limited instruction. You could ask the judge to say, Judge, I want you to tell the jury that that's not for the truth of the matter asserted, that is for the effect on the listener, or whatever. I do not like limited instructions or curative instructions, and the reason for that is, number one, it highlights it, and it highlights it pretty bad. So it's something that if the jury had just kind of heard in passing, they would not really pay that much attention to it. But now you have the judge making a big deal out of it, and specifically pointing out the statement that you don't want to begin with, and saying something about it. So it's like you don't want the jury to pay too much attention to that statement, right? Because number one, it's inadmissible, but number two, like, obviously it's not something you want for your case if you're objecting to it. And so now they not only hear the statement again, because the judge is going to say, members of the jury, you just heard the witness testified to whatever. That statement is not coming in for the truth of the matter asserted. It's coming in for whatever, effect on the listener. The jury doesn't know what that means, and the jury doesn't care what that means. What they care about is that they heard the statement again. And sometimes the limited instruction is pretty bad. I just had it happen recently on a trial where basically there was an issue that was whether our client was a member of a conspiracy or not. Long story short, we objected to some hearsay that came in. The judge then says to the jury, members of the jury, do not take that statement for the truth of the matter asserted. That statement should be taken only for the fact that the defendant was part of this conspiracy, right? And it sounds like the judge is saying that my client was part of the conspiracy. That's not really what the judge was saying, but it sounds like it. And not only that, but the jury got to hear the statement again. So anyway, long story short, limiting instructions are not great. The same for when you have a limited instruction to like disregard testimony, where it just be like something terrible came out into evidence, and you object, it's sustained, whatever, and the judge says, oh, would you like me to let the jury, or tell the jury to strike that, right? To disregard that. And I'm always like, no, let's not tell the jury to disregard that for two reasons. Number one, because again, it's the same thing. So it'd be like something terrible comes into evidence, and the judge is like, members of the jury, you just heard something terrible, right? Please disregard something terrible, because you are not to consider something terrible in this trial. So by the time the curative instruction ends, the judge has repeated something terrible 3 or 4 times, which is terrible, no pun intended. And also, there's a lot of research that says that jurors give more value to the things that they are told that they cannot consider. So it's part of the scarcity principle, which makes it so we give more value to things that are few and far between, and that applies to information, evidence. So when the jury is told do not consider this statement, really subconsciously what you're telling the jury is, oh, this is really important, consider it 2 times more than you would any other piece of evidence. So that's it for now, guys. I'll catch you again next Wednesday. If you like this video, go ahead and like the video, go ahead and subscribe, go ahead and hit the notification bell, and you'll see when my next videos come out. Take it easy.